Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Are we on the air? We're on the air. In the past, I believe we have came out of our executive sessions in the past, and we haven't had that part live streamed. And the question was posed by Mr. Eddie Odyssey, CBC number 2. So for us to approve this portion, which really is logical, I mean, we're in open session and we are the CBC, we're sitting in our legal quorum capacity. How many agree with Mr. Odyssey's proposal that we're live stream after executive session?
Well, my purpose is that people see everything we're doing.
There we go.
That's the only thing, that's the only reason I say film it, because I noticed they haven't been filming it after executive session, and I noticed we still voted on things. So I figured, well, if I was sitting out there, how come they're not showing it the second half?
That is true.
So I said, well, I told them, guys, well, how come y'all not doing it? I said, well, we never did it. I said, well, you need to start doing it. The people need to see everything. So that's my take on it. Now, if y'all vote against doing it, that's fine with me. So let's vote on it right now and get that issue out of the way. I don't like issues to stay around. Either get it or get off of it, one or the other.
Well,
So-
sir, I don't even think it needs to go to a vote. You know, we never adjourned our meeting yet, and I believe we're in open session, and our people deserve the transparency they seek from us elected officials. So I guess we could take a voice vote.
Just move on with it, I guess. We're already here.
Go ahead.
Got
Take a
camera
vo-
rolling, go on.
Okay, so we're in open session. Would everybody agree on this? Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, okay. All right, well, we went over a review of different items, but one thing we need to take care of is a motion that was passed in our first half of our open session. It was a motion made by Mr. Clyde Narcomi, Committeeman number 4, direct all these matters of improper per capita payment receipts be turned over to the Comanche Nation law enforcement and tribal prosecutor, but we need to be specific to the resolution that caused this, and that was the past resolution of
There was 2 different ones. Is it 5418?
Yes, ma'am, 5418. So, Secretary Treasurer, what we're going to do is put an addition to this motion made about this matter and make reference to resolution number 5814. 5418, I stand corrected. So, at this point in time, Mr. Tipicani, since you brought that up, if you could say, to be corrected as, sir.
Yes, to be corrected as,
Okay,
referencing that 5418 resolution.
okay. Motion will be amended to say that. That's his motion, or his correction to the motion made by Mr. Clyde Narcomi. I need a second to continue on this motion here.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Ms. Cothran. All right, all those in agreement to amend this motion to add that correction, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay. And I would thank you, Ms. Mansky, to make that correction. All right. We had a few items in our executive session. And it comes to our annual meeting. Our annual meeting, we went over what the powers clause of the tribal council, you are our boss. Our annual meeting is where we come together for business. I am so appreciative to everybody that brought forward their question to the annual meeting for us to say yes or no, take it to the worldwide vote. And the questions we've gone over, and we're just going to go through them. And the first question would be the Comanche Nation Language Department. And how do you guys want to accept these? Would you like to have it as a motion, which is proper decorum? And we go to a vote on it. Secretary Treasurer, if you don't mind, if you wouldn't mind just lodging the motion for one item at a time, that'd be perfect.
So you're saying go down the ballot questions?
Yes, sir.
Alice Castlevoid.
Well, I believe the first one was the Comanche Nation Language
We're on
Department.
5. On
Okay,
5.
okay.
These are the-
Yes, Comanche Nation Language Department.
Motion of Comanche Nation Language Department. I need a second to continue for approval.
I'll make that. Second.
Seconded by CBC Red Elk. Those in favor of Comanche Nation Language Department, please signify by saying aye.
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 I guess we need to go to a voice vote on this. Secretary Treasurer,
William Nelson.
abstain. I'm the chair.
Susan Cothran.
I abstain.
Who put this in there?
Robert Tipicani. Yes.
Never seen that.
Johnson Polway.
Yes.
Eddie Odyssey.
No.
Ronald Red Elk.
Yes.
Clyde Narcome.
No.
Since there is a tie, I'm the tiebreaker. I vote yes. We go to number 2.
Narcome Economic Development.
This is a proposal by Mr. Thomas Narcomi. We were told by the TA that what he's requesting is that our social service department already does this. So if you could pose that as a motion, Secretary Treasurer.
No, that's economic development. That's not social services.
Yeah, this is Economic Development.
Should we not just vote on the whole agenda?
I don't
as
think so, because each one's very important. We reviewed each one.
We have, but we could go ahead and post the
Well,
agenda.
the people don't understand what this is, so we're trying to make it relevant so they understand.
Well, she's gonna post them on the website.
Right.
She's gonna post all of these on the website.
Well,
So why don't we just?
I'm
just
sorry,
approve-
sir. I'm sorry, sir. I'm chairing this meeting.
Okay, I'm
And
gonna
the-
make a motion.
Well, the fact is on this, sir, I'm not going to recognize your motion because each one of these was brought forward by a tribal council member. It's very relevant. Each tribal council member that thinks they need to bring something to the worldwide vote and to our annual meeting is very relevant.
We're not saying they can't bring this to the worldwide vote and it's not relevant. We're just saying we'd want to just post the agenda instead of going through every single one.
Well, there's some that we really need to understand if we feel that it should be there, if it's unconstitutional or constitutional.
I
No,
say we just vote on approving this agenda as it sits right there, and that's it.
Then
We
we're
don't
s-
go, we already went through each one of these things.
Then we're suppressing people
No, we're
that
not
have something.
suppressing. They're gonna be on the website, and they're gonna get notice from this person. She's gonna notify them all our intentions on this, so we don't have to do anything. I
What-
say approve the agenda as it sits there.
What if some of these that came forward to us for open topic for approval to the people, they're not on the actual agenda? What do we say then?
She said they're on the ballot.
I mean, aren't they, they're already on there, right? The language department?
Well, the party that would be of interest would be the one that presented it. And as I understand, Ms. Sawpity is going to advise them.
correct.
Okay. Well, on that part then, I'm going to have to make an apology to the Elders Council of the Comanche Nation. I was going to ask a question for a Comanche member living in the state of Utah, and I guess we didn't follow this process. So the question of raising the elders' payment will not be heard. It will be heard at the end of the meeting, and hopefully we can keep the quorum at the annual meeting to hear a possible raise for elders' payment. So I've got to make that perfectly clear. I was going to read this question at the annual meeting, but I guess we didn't follow the proper process. So that will be on the back end of the annual meeting. So what are we going to propose? Everything that we discussed in executive session will be put on the agenda list, and is that what the CBC is trying to tell me?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay, now this
Okay.
one here, if you, this is the one we agreed on. Okay, if you want to go ahead and tell how you're going to do each one of those, that's fine with me, I guess, if that's what you want to do.
Okay.
Okay, now this is the new one. Okay, so you're saying we're going to have invocation, travel, you're going to explain all those, right?
No, sir. We discussed only certain topics in what people suggesting questions to our people.
I think what Mr. Tippecani made the comment that it's up to our election coordinator to notify the people of what the decisions were here. We just need to vote on this agenda. I make a motion that we vote on April the 21st annual meeting agenda that has just been handed to us by our election coordinator. That's my motion.
I second it.
Okay, we got a motion, we got a second. Business Committee to approve what this motion was made by Vice Chair. Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. I say no, vehemently no. I only
can't vote.
chaired the meeting, but I got an opinion. I say no. I think our annual meeting is for each tribal member. But some things are unconstitutional. And, you know, Constitution is what we got to go by, guys. That's our law. But, hey, it has been voted on, so be it. Last item, I believe, we have, pardon?
I forgot to ask you guys that next to the last item, voting on ballot question proposals, are you guys going to allow me to make a ballot that says those 6 ballot questions on there? And after we go through the ballot questions, then you're going to allow me to put it on one ballot and we're going to vote one time?
Bobby, can the machines handle that? Okay.
Yeah.
The question came up from the election coordinator.
Yeah.
We'll have all these questions. The presenter will have that time.
Yeah.
And then to salvage time, because people do get tired, it draws out and it draws out, to put all the questions onto one ballot and we do one sweep and vote.
Yeah.
Sounds great to
And
me.
remind the public they'll be posted on the website by Tuesday, all the
Yes.
ballot questions on the elections webpage.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Now, I got to remind
yeah.
our annual meeting, our Comanche Nation members, if you got a great idea, and if you're not on this agenda, you're always welcome at the end of that part to come up and say what you need to say.
Yes, and we'll be prepared for voting then too. If there is a question that comes up, the people talk
Right.
about it, want to vote on it, the election office is prepared
Right.
for that.
So this year, everybody, there are qualifications. What's up this year? What's up for nomination? It's the chair, it's the vice chair, it's the tribal administrator for hire, and it is the tribal attorney for hire. I'm looking forward to a great annual meeting. We voted on a food vendor, so we're in order. It's 2 weeks from now. I like this part that we can come and go live stream again after our executive session. I really didn't know that. I always thought we were just adjourned, but there we go. All right. Anything else, everybody? Well, I had asked somebody to please call for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
we've got to make some decisions on High Weenie, Robert Atchevit.
Oh,
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
on the land purchase.
Okay. Right.
And Tituai.
All right. We're at the crossroads. Thank you, CBC Red Elk. We're at the crossroads where if a tribal member has trust land,
Bonnie,
the tribal member has that right to sell the land to anybody they want. But when it comes to the time where it's either going to go to a leaseman or a non-Indian, the Comanche Nation has the first right of refusal. So on this first right of refusal, we are going to come to what we would say to approve if we want to continue. So that it stays in trust and it comes to the nation that builds our reservation bounds. Our sovereignty is based off our actual lands. It is. So our very first one, we have a memorandum from our realty director, and our very first one is Hawaii allotment is Comanche Tract 2546-A. This it will be a federally patented actual allotment. So we come to resolution authorizing the purchase of 2 tracts in the southwest quarter, section 12, T4N, R9W, Indian Meridian, Comanche County, Oklahoma, reference as part of the Hiwani allotment, Comanche Tract 2456-A and Tract 2456D. Whereas the Comanche Nation considered this opportunity to acquire land at a fair market value to expand the Comanche Nation land base for future use and to preserve Comanche allotments. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee did consider the terms of the negotiations for the surface and water rights, determined the purchase of these tracts would be in the best interest of the Comanche Nation. And now therefore be it resolved, the Comanche Business Committee hereby authorizes the Comanche Nation Chairman, William Nelson Sr., to pursue acquisition of the surface and water rights of both tracts, Comanche Tract 2456-A and Comanche Tract 2456D in the Hiwani allotment at a fair market price. Business Committee, I bring forward this resolution. And I do need someone to form that motion.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by CBC Red Oak. I need a second to continue.
I second.
Seconded by Secretary Robert Tipicani. All those in favor of this resolution on the Hiwani property, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign.
No.
No. I think we need to save some of our money for something else.
It was showing there is $1.9 million in realty. This property and 2 others we're going to vote on will still leave $1.4 million in realty coffers. So
We're planning on buying that property by the Fort Sill Apache Casino.
I guess we need to go to a voice vote. Secretary Treasurer on this.
Susan Cawthon,
No.
Robert Tipicani, yes. Jonathan Polway,
Yes.
Eddie Odyssey,
No.
Ron Red Elk,
Yes.
Clyde Narkemy,
No.
Tiebreaker, the chairman votes yes. We come to authorizing the purchase of a 120-acre tract in the southeast quarter, section 17, T2S, R15W, Indian Meridian, Tillman County, Oklahoma. Reference as the Robert Adovich allotment, Comanche Tract number 3445. Whereas the Comanche Nation considers this opportunity to acquire land at a fair market value, to expand the Comanche Nation land base for future use, and to prevent the loss of trust land. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee did consider the terms of negotiations for the surface and minerals, and determined the acquisition of this tract would be in the best interest of the Comanche Nation. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Comanche Business Committee hereby authorizes the Comanche Nation Chairman, William Nelson Sr., to pursue the acquisition of the surface and minerals, now that's very important, and minerals, of the Robert Adovich allotment, Comanche Tract 3445, at a fair market price. Business Committee, I need a motion to continue on this resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by CBC Red Elk. I need a second for continuance.
A second.
Seconded by our Secretary Treasurer. I believe we'll probably have to go to a voice vote again.
Susan Cawthorn,
No.
Robert Tipicani, yes. Jonathan Poe,
Yes.
Eddie Odyssey,
No.
Ronald Red Elk,
Yes.
Clyde Narcome.
Tiebreaker again, the chairman votes yes. Authorizing the purchase of 162.10 acre tracts in the northeast quarter, Section 2, T4S, R11W, Indian Meridian, Cotton County, Oklahoma, referenced as the Attawuasawaki allotment, Comanche Tract, 1988. Whereas the Comanche Nation considered the opportunity to acquire land at a fair market value to expand the Comanche Nation land base for future use and to prevent the loss of trust land. And whereas the Comanche Business Committee did consider the circumstances regarding the acquisition of the surface and surface only, so it's only surface on this, and has determined the purchase of this tract would be in the best interest of the Comanche Nation. And now therefore be it resolved, the Comanche Business Committee hereby authorizes the Comanche Nation Chairman, William Nelson Sr., to pursue the acquisition of the surface and surface only of the Attawuasawaki allotment, Comanche Tract, 1988, at a fair market price. Someone please entertain a motion on the continuance of this resolution.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Motion made by CBC Red Elk,
I second it.
seconded by our Secretary Treasurer. I believe we need to go to a voice vote again.
Susan Cawthorn,
No.
Robert Tipicani, yes. Jonathan Poe,
Yes.
Eddie Odyssey,
No.
Ronald Red Elk,
Yes.
Clyde Narcome.
We're at a tie again, so the chairman will vote yes. I applaud these three heirs of these allotments due to the fact they could have asked for a bigger price from different people, but they wanted it to come to the nation. And the thing is, if we do not keep our original reservation and let it go to non-Indians, I just don't know what the future of the Comanche Nation will be. With that said, could I please have someone entertain a motion to adjourn this
Mr.
April 7th?
Chairman, I'd like to make a comment, please, since you were
Sure.
allowed to do that. My no vote was because I feel like we could do something better with the minimal amount of money that we have for land acquisition. There's land in and close around this area that we could use for economic development. I would have rather seen our funds go for that than land out in Tillman County, Cotton County, and they're not adjoined whatsoever. So that was my reason why I voted no.
Well, seems like politics is a-ringing. The thing is, the Land Acquisition Act that was passed by the Tribal Council was to buy our Tribal Council people's lands.
Yes.
Not white man lands like this has happened in the past. With that said, could I have someone entertain
Can I
a
raise
motion?
a question before
Sure,
that?
go right ahead, sir.
Shouldn't we have an acceptance of Cornell Peawady's agreement?
Yes.
That should be good.
So I'd make a
Sure.
motion to accept that agreement
Okay.
And
and
I
the chairman
second
to
it.
sign.
I
Okay.
second it.
Motion made. Dr. Pee Wee Wardy has University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, a consortium agreement where monies will be made available not by this tribe, but by this actual consortium he is wanting to do. He just wanted our blessing on it and our signature on it, that we are an advocate for it. So, motion made, seconded. Business Committee, before we close this meeting, all those in agreement for this consortium actual declaration, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Very good. All right. Comanche Nation, make it to your annual meeting. I need someone to entertain a motion to adjourn the April 7th monthly CBC meeting.
Make the motion to adjourn.
Motion made by the Secretary Treasurer. Need a second.
I second that.
Seconded by CBC Red Oak. All those in favor to adjourn, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, same sign.
I thought nobody was gonna make a motion, we just gonna stay here.
Another 2 hours.
Yeah.
What time is it?
I don't know.
All right, did we
I
do,
got 3:35.
Wow.
Did you,
My time match is still working.
We're going
Tick.